I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
You forgot to say please.
Hello and welcome to another review. Now, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of the most iconic modern movies of all time. When I heard about 3D release, I was re-release. Same thing really. Anyway, I was sceptical. I love 3D when it's done properly, but far too many films from the past are given the cheap buck treatment by putting together a 3D version when they were never made that way. In fact, far too many supposed 3D movies in the cinema of late were never made in 3D either. These are also converted in post-production, but nothing compares to a film that was actually made in 3D. Alas, that also incurs extra costs. Would you believe that in 2017, only one movie was given that treatment? That was Transformers: The Last Knight. Sure, the movie made no sense, but it looked incredible in 3D IMAX, and Michael Bay and Paramount went to the trouble of splashing the cash. Now that might be a cost that the studio regrets now, given how it underperformed at the box office, but the addition was only like another 10 to $15 million. Since it just topped 200 million for the budget anyway, it's small beer by comparison to smaller films. For example, Kate Beckinsale's Underworld Awakening in 2012 was shot in 3D and had a budget of $70 million. The sequel, 2017's Underworld Blood Wars, was not. It had a budget of 35 million, so savings had to be made, and that was one of them. So was T2 worth turning into 3D then? Well, my fears were confirmed. Like almost all post-production jobs, the 3D here has what I call that sort of cardboard cutout feel. You can see several items on screen, some in the sort of the foreground, the background, the middle ground, but it just doesn't feel natural. It just all kind of looks stuck on. The closest comparison I can give is actually for the 1970s TV series Paddington Bear. If you ever remember that, it's, just look that up. It's probably on YouTube. And it's a great shame because 3D is a great format, and it's dying because studios don't know how to use it. When Michael Bay puts the effort in, it looks amazing. But far too many studios have turned out fake 3D movies all too often, including all the DC and all the Marvel movies, and it gives the public a wrong impression of a bad picture. About the Marvel films, this excludes 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man, although that was an official Marvel movie, and the same also goes for Fox's X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men Apocalypse. Those were shot in 3D, and it's obviously they're not official Marvel films technically, but anyway. Now, for the review, I only received disc 1 out of 2 in the package, so I'm missing the extras. Well, then most of the extras are ones we've seen before, and I'll go more into detail about these in my review in the link in the video description below. According to Amazon, this release is meant to include seamless branching of the theatrical version, special edition version, and the extended special edition version. Now, the longer of the three is always the best one, but on my disc there's just the theatrical one with no option to change it. Given how a 3D Blu-ray package always has to contain the movie in 2D in some way, then that second disc will be just exactly that. But it'll have all the extras on it as well. Now that makes sense, since there's also a re-release of this movie in 2D at the same time, so Studio Canal will make a ton of those discs. We'll be able to use them across both releases. Now note that there are a few movies where both 2D and 3D come on the same disc, but it's understandably cheaper for a lot of studios to go the same route as this and just make a 2-disc package, since everything's there on the 2D disc in terms of the extras. Hence, it becomes clear that, and especially since only the theatrical version of this film was released in 3D in cinemas, that only that version was made in post-production. This is so dumb of James Cameron, since it's the longest version that fans care about. So then again, he was the one who made a 3D version of Titanic, cropped to 16 by 9. 16 by fucking 9. Okay, all the non-special effects scenes were opened up, so, to that ratio, but all the special effects will still be cropped. And anyone who's seen Titanic knows it's all about the special effects. What a dick. On the plus side, if you've never seen Terminator 2, then I recommend you do at least buy the 2D Blu-ray version. It'll contain the best version of the film and has all those extras. Alternatively, for those with a 4K TV, there's a 4K release. Now, there's no spec for 4K 3D discs, so the film is in 2D. But then again, when you watch a 3D movie in a non-IMAX cinema, or even in an IMAX cinema where the film was not shot in IMAX, then you're not seeing it in 4K anyway. You're seeing two 2K images, one for each eye. And since 2K is almost the same as 1080p, you're basically watching the same film on a big screen as I've just seen on my smaller screen. Well, it's 50 inches. I don't like to boast. So it's big, but it's still smaller than the cinema. Oh, and the 4K release also contains the regular 2D Blu-ray with all the extras. Now, yes, there have been previous releases of this movie on Blu-ray, and if you're looking for the best selection of extras, obviously, basically you get the 2D Blu-ray of this package or the 4K, or whatever you do. There's also the 2009 Skynet edition, which has a ton of extras on, and also what was the one? The Ultimate Edition DVD, which came out in 2001, and that's just got even more extras. They've got a ton more extras than this release. So I could say maybe even just get the 2009 Skynet edition and the DVD, but it's worth getting the 2D Blu-ray of this one. But at least just make sure you see the bloody film if you haven't first. It's brilliant. As long as you're not watching in 3D. Anyway, thanks for watching this. So please comment, like and subscribe, and cue Genesis.